What's poppin' internet, and welcome to the Synced Up Filmcast, where we reel you into the movie news
There it is.
and talk about the things we've been watching. I'm one of your hosts today, Michael Clare. You see me often, but who you don't see often is my co-host today, Jordan Lance, first name and full last name. Right
I don't know if I like that.
I'm sorry, I don't say it often.
They're gonna stalk me now.
It's too late.
Have you seen this face?
I already live with
It's
you.
irresistible. Now they know my name. They're gonna.
Oh my goodness,
Dude, I'm gonna have way more than one fan. My mom is no longer alone.
I love that. All right, let's we got some things to talk about. Not as much news as usual because it's the Filmcast, but we did watch The Sword in the Stone and The Jungle Book. But before we get into that, little housekeeping for you. Hey, do you like our show, Jordan?
I do.
Wow, then you should consider supporting us on patreon.com/syncedup, where you can get access to our lovely Discord for a single $1.
Discord, you say?
Discord. What
Who
have we
would've
been
thought?
talking about?
We've been talking about Mass Effect. We've
lot
been
of Mass
talking
Effect.
about Clash of Clans.
Clash of Clans?
Talking about films. Talking about shows.
The movies, the shows?
We've been talking about everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
It's true. And then for $5, a big just $5 a month.
For the big rollers.
Yeah, that's just like one Taco Bell box or a drink at Starbucks. You can get access to all of our post shows, every single one.
Everyone?
For both of our shows. And a few other goodies, all from youtube.com/syncedupodcast and podcast services around the world. New episodes go up in all those feeds Tuesdays at 7 a.m. Central Time Zone. Gang. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You can write into the show at synceduppod@gmail.com with any questions, comments, or concerns, and we might discuss them on the show. And of course, as usual, follow us on Twitter at synceduppod to keep up to date with all of our content and at our own personal Twitters. And do you have anything to promote? Isaiah streams.
Yeah.
We're on YouTube.
Well, I mean, we're on a lot of things. My
SoundCloud?
social media presence is not. No.
Okay.
Not that.
Why not?
Follow us on Spotify at # a rapper named Tim.
Yeah, there we go.
You know what I
There's
just
some bigger
realized?
on there. What?
For the gaming podcast,
Yeah.
it's podcast services around the globe. For the movie, it's podcast services around the world.
It's actually globe for both. Tim always says globe. I just say world because that's what's written.
I like that flavor text.
It's different for both of us. And now I feel like it has to stay different.
It has to be different.
I can't ever switch. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've been continuing our Disney animation watch along this week with Sword in the Stone and The Jungle Book. I'm much more familiar with one of those, being The Jungle Book.
The Jungle Book's just a banger.
I think most people are familiar with that movie. But Sword in the Stone was kind of a new one. So that one came first in 1963. Tim has prepared some plot synopsis notes here to kind of give you the rundown of the movie if you didn't see it. So let's just start from the top. They explain the Sword in the Stone. They the first 5 minutes is just setting up, not even 5 minutes, probably like 2. We're in the Dark Ages. We get introduced to Merlin, scrawny old wizard with the blue robe and
That's a classic wizard trope look.
Oh yeah, very wizard looking.
It's like Gandalf before Gandalf.
They also insinuate that he travels time at the beginning. He gets a vision or a premonition or something about a scrawny little fellow about 12 years old that he's gonna have to guide, and then literally 15 seconds later you see 2 lads hunting, a 20-something-year-old and a scrawny little fellow. Arthur goes into the forest to find the lost arrow, also known as Wart to the people in his town, and he falls into Merlin's house. Merlin sees the future. Merlin's going to be Arthur's tutor. That seems a little out of order there because he sees the future and knows he's going to guide him before he even sees him in the house. And then Merlin starts packing up at the house because they're going to go to the castle because Arthur can't stay there. And that packing up scene is pretty cool. One of my favorite scenes.
It's pretty dope.
And then there's a wolf just kind of trying to chase him as they go through the woods, and he's just getting smacked at every turn. It's like some Wile E. Coyote shenanigans.
You know, I wonder what the allure is in Disney movies of wolves being the bad guys.
The bad guy and like the stupid bad guy. Like they never even get close. I don't know why.
Sad, really.
They make it to the castle. Arthur gets sent to the kitchen, and Merlin demonstrates his skills to the people. He's like, "Hey, I'm a wizard." So makes it snow inside and stuff. Pellinor shows up with big news from London. They're having a tournament where the winner gets the crown. They're gonna knight Kay, and Arthur is gonna be the squire. Kay is his like adopted big brother or whatever. And so some stuff happens. Next day, Merlin and Arthur go on a little adventure, and they turn into fish. They got to run from a big fish, like a barracuda-looking dude, and Arthur has to prove that he's learned his lesson from Merlin and use his brain and not depend on bronze. Archimedes the owl helps Arthur get away from the fish, and they survive that scene. The castle guy gives him more time in the kitchen because he didn't believe the fish story and for being late.
That's Sir Ector, by the way.
Sir Ector? You knew his name?
Yes.
Damn, son.
Sir Ector and Sir Kay.
You didn't even watch this movie today?
No. I told you I like this movie.
Damn.
And I also know that the fish that he was running from was a pike.
Was it a pikefish?
He's running from a pike.
It looked too big.
I think it's just bad animation.
Maybe. He just looked thick. Big fish.
He was a little thicky.
Then you get the cleaning the kitchen scene with magic, which is, they're always good scenes. We're turning into squirrels now. The female squirrel is in love, madly in love with Arthur. She cannot be sidetracked. Arthur's running from the female squirrel all throughout the trees. The female squirrel saves Arthur from the wolf again. Ector, see there, Tim drops his name there, finds the kitchen spell, calls it black magic of the worst kind. And then, quote, just because you can't understand something doesn't mean it's wrong.
Banger quote.
Banger quote, very applicable these days.
Banger quote.
Merlin says he's going to teach Arthur so he can do the tourney. The owl is teaching him his ABCs. And then Arthur is turned into a bird, and the owl teaches him to fly. A lot of this is just Arthur going on weird adventures with Merlin, turning into animals. A hawk shows up. Arthur has to escape again. And then he falls into Madame Mim's little cottage in the woods. She's like a very Alice in Wonderland kind of character. Tries to destroy Arthur, and then we get the wizard's duel between Merlin and Madame Mim. It's a pretty cool scene. Honestly, probably my favorite scene from the movie. Very good.
It's a good one. The animation effects are really cool.
Mm-hmm. Arthur, a little time skip here. Arthur's going to be Kay's squire again, and they go to London because the other guy got the mumps. Merlin just blows off to Bermuda, like turns into a rocket and goes to Bermuda in the 20th century. Arthur, now we're at the tournament. Arthur forgot Kay's sword at the end. It's locked. So instead, he sees a sword and a stone in the courtyard. Just grabs that. Nobody believes it's him. So they go back and they stick the sword back in. Nobody can pull it out. Arthur pulls it out again. Hail King Arthur. He's the king. Arthur doesn't want to be king. And then Merlin comes back from Bermuda in the 20th century with some real Bermudan digs, I guess. I don't know.
Brings the widescreen with him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's the end of the movie. There's really nothing else after that. Some little notes here from Tim. Back to widescreen. This is full screen on our TV, which was nice. He says, IDK if I'm tripping, but the animation feels different for sure. It has that animation style where like they have the outlining, but the coloring will go outside of the lines.
Yes, 100%.
Start to blend together.
You can see the little shadows of color sometimes, and it's kind of weird.
I dig it. He says, why doesn't the castle guy believe Arthur about the fish story when he's obviously seen Merlin conjure snow and stuff? Like, obviously he's a magician. Sounds like that could definitely be true. And he says, kind of an abrupt ending, which I agree. I got some notes too. Some short ones real quick before we get into the reviews.
Got you. You know, it's kind of interesting to me, though, when you think about Sir Ector as a character.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he gets very offended over the dishes being done with magic.
Mm-hmm.
But you would think, logically, you would be like, yes do that
please.
Always.
Yeah.
Right?
It's so much quicker.
It's one of those things. And then, especially because he likes to have Arthur around, or War, as he calls him, around to do chores, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you have magic chores, now you can have him do so many other things.
Yeah.
So, like, what was his problem there?
I don't know. It's like the quote says, just because you don't understand something doesn't mean
it's wrong.
It's bad. I had not seen this movie all the way before, I think. At least not in my cognate. Is that the word?
Cognizant.
Cognizant? I don't know what the right word is.
I don't know either.
The years of memory I have, I don't remember that movie. I enjoyed a lot of the humor in the film. There's some pretty good songs too. I wrote the same thing. Why did he not believe the fish story? Dish scene was cool. The squirrel scene made me so sad when Arthur turns back into a boy and girl squirrel.
She's so hurt.
She's like, what the heck, bro? I was in love.
She was a ride or die.
And then Merlin was like, hey, we got to dip. And Arthur's like, I'm sorry, I got to go. And you just leave with the girl squirrel crying in the tree. It's a big sad. I say Madame Mim gave me major Alice vibes. Mm-hmm. And not too bad. It was better than I expected. And
nice.
Do you have any short notes before we jump into the reviews?
I'm really big. I mean, obviously, most Disney movies and stories are just adaptations of other stories.
Oh, yeah.
But I really like the accuracy of this one. It's for a lot of them, they change it a lot. Like you look at something like Pocahontas or The Little Mermaid. Those original stories are not fun.
No.
They are not happy.
No, they're more Grimm's tales.
This story, they really didn't change much. They obviously made it more fantastical because it's Disney. We want kids to watch. But I do like how clear they kept to the story. It makes it kind of feel authentic in a way. Really enjoy this movie. Haven't seen it in a very long time. I actually didn't watch it today. But I do know it very well from memory because I watched it a lot as a kid.
The next one.
Yes.
So let's throw it back real quick to a 1963 review.
Jesus.
Sword in the Stone. Trimmed it down a bit. Christmas. Fun fact, this movie came out during Christmas. Wouldn't be quite the same without a Walt Disney special for the young and young-hearted. And the Sword in the Stone fills the bill very nicely. The Buena Vista release. Mr. Disney's first cartoon feature in years. Adapting T.H. White's beloved novel of King Arthur's boyhood, the Disney unit has shaped a warm, wise, and amusing film version. The unorthodox source, with its artful earthiness, was certainly no snap undertaking as a movie cartoon. To the credit of the scenarist, Bill Peet, which I don't know what that job is.
I mean,
maybe the background. The director, Wolfgang Reitherman.
What a name.
And their colleagues, the picture makes an eye-filling package of rollicking fun and thoughtful common sense. The human sparkles with real, knowing sophistication, meaning for all ages, and some of the characters on the 5th century landscape of Old England are Disney pips.
What's a pip?
Caricatures, maybe like
a trope.
Yeah, I think probably that. Their magician's duel, a screamingly funny bit of nonsense, is pure Disney gold. This sequence alone should be enough Christmas for anybody. So it seems like they enjoyed this one. We've had some pretty seething reviews for Disney movies, I think, in the past.
For sure.
That was one of the better ones. Next up, we have one from Fielding, who says, quote, I remember watching this movie a lot as a kid. One thing that stood out to me as an adult was how humble and responsible Arthur is. After the fish scene, he's given 6 demerits and starts washing dishes. When Merlin shows up and uses magic to help him wash dishes, he says, but I am supposed to do it. He just made a magician friend who's helping him, but all he can think about is how it's his own responsibility to do the dishes. He's the complete opposite of the family that took him in, who's seeing the floating dishes and doesn't take even a second to analyze the situation. If they had, they would have seen that all the magic was doing was washing the dishes. I like this movie a lot. From Isaiah Roberson, who was here yesterday, if you watched the video game podcast or listened. Quote, he says, The Sword in the Stone holds a very special place in my heart. I used to watch this movie all the time as a kid. I remember hating Kay because he was a pompous jerk who did not deserve to have any chances to be the kind. I used to equate myself with Wart because he was a kind-hearted kid who had the aspiration to be better, and I did as well. My 2 favorite scenes of this movie was Merlin packing his home to move with Wart, hashtag hockety pockety walkety whack. That's a bar.
It is a bar.
And then his second favorite scene was the duel between Merlin and Mad Madam Mim. Such a fantastic movie, 10 out of 10. Would watch again. I am going to have to agree with most of these lads here. I thought this was a pretty solid movie. Definitely in the upper half that we've watched.
Mm-hmm.
Kylie, would you mind pulling up our Disney animation ranking?
It's definitely one of those movies that even not watching it, like you could watch some Disney movies and then watch them again and be like, wow, I don't remember this at all.
Yeah.
But like even reading the notes of the movie, and like I remembered this movie exactly the way it went. Mm-hmm. So it's one of those, it definitely had staying power. Even if it's not as fun or whimsical as some of the other ones.
So Tim says, put it below Alice in Wonderland. I say, what did I say?
What did you say?
I say put it above Pinocchio.
I also said put it above Pinocchio. And
then skipping ahead, I can look at Fielding's placement here. He has it number 1. So I think
that's at least 3.
I think we put it in above Pinocchio.
Isaiah also doesn't have it ranked in here, but I'm willing to bet he would also put it at the top because he said 10 out of 10. So that's at least a third, right?
I don't know. Do we put it above Lady and the Tramp? I don't think it's better than Lady and the Tramp.
Well,
I think I'm perfectly fine with putting it in at 4.
I'll put it at 4. I mean, let's be honest. Lady and the Tramp should be at 1.
Yeah, Lady and the Tramp is I have it number 2.
Is the banger of this list so far.
So I'm gonna say put it in at number 4. And for those, the Sword in the Stone. Sword in the Stone.
Sword in the Stone.
In. Sword and Shield. You've been playing too much Pokemon, dude.
What I really like about the Sword in the Stone is that he pulls it out all casual. No one sees him.
Mm-hmm.
Like he just doesn't even think twice about
He
it.
doesn't
Just
read it.
rolling
He's just
on.
like, I need to get this
And
sword
then
to my boy.
When they don't believe him, they're like, do it again. Homeboy really just does it again.
He
He's
does
just
it
like,
twice.
and he's so confused because he's just like, it's just a sword.
And so for our audio listeners, the ranking so far is number 1, $100 Dalmatians. Number 2, Cinderella. 3, Lady and the Tramp. 4, Sword in the Stone. 5, Pinocchio. 6, Alice in Wonderland. 7, Sleeping Beauty. 8, Bambi. 9, Peter Pan. 10, Dumbo. And 11, Snow White. Now it is time to discuss the Jungle Book. Kylie, if you would kindly switch it back
You want me to read this
to
one?
our
I can do
faces.
this one.
Would you like to?
Jungle Book slaps.
Give me them notes, son.
All right, let's do it.
Deliver me Tim's notes.
So, these are notes provided by Timothy DeRoe, the man himself. We got another disclaimer here.
This
Everyone,
is the cultural insensitivity disclaimer.
oh, yikes! Gotta love Disney. So first thing first, you have Mowgli the man cub. He's given to the wolf mom with the cubs. I cannot remember her name, and I wish that I could. First thing is the wolves gotta banish him because of the tiger.
Yeah,
Shere Khan, which is honestly kind of a scum thing to do.
I think they were trying to do it mostly to save him.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, we got to get him to the village, because otherwise Shere Khan's gonna
you gonna eat him.
kill him.
Yeah. So then they start climbing the tree to get some sleep on the way to the man village. Ka the snake drops in, tries to hypnotize him, take him out real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta love Khan.
Fun fact here: Ka is voiced by the same voice of Winnie the Pooh.
Ka is also eventually voiced by ScarJo, which is a nice.
That's true.
You then have the Dawn Patrol elephants on their march. They then have their military inspection. And then Mowgli is left alone by the panther. I'm assuming this panther here is Bagheera.
Yeah, the Panther's Bagheera. He was like, Mowgli, you're being annoying. Goodbye.
Which also respect. Sometimes it's not your problem.
Yeah.
Baloo shows up, shows him how to fight like a bear. Then we get the banger, Bare Necessities.
Top notch. Bare necessities. Mm.
Good one. Such a good pun.
Mm-hmm.
Then immediately after we have Happy Fun Song, Mowgli gets snatched by the monkeys.
Gets
just
pulled.
Then Baloo comes in to help and immediately also gets got.
Yes, they messed up my man Baloo.
That's when he gets the eye, isn't it? No, that's not yet.
No, that's later.
Then they take Mowgli the Monkey King, which also very good trope. Interesting that they chose an orangutan for that.
Mm-hmm.
Not exactly what I would think of as the prime monkey there, but it is what it is. Then Bagheera and Baloo work together to devise a plan to get Mowgli back from the monkeys. They have a super cool fight in the ruins that brings the whole castle down. If you're going to go out with a bang.
I got to say here, there's no note about I want to be like you, which I think, this might be a hot take, I think is better than Bare Necessities.
I think I would agree with you. I think Bare Necessities has just been memed by so hard to this point that it just can't get out of your head.
Yeah, I think Bare Necessities is definitely sticks in your head easier, but I want to be like you is I like a lot more.
The music in this particular movie is very unique, and it's very well done for the setting of the movie.
Yeah.
Baloo then wants to adopt Mowgli because he's a bleeding heart and he just likes a kid. Bagheera tries to convince him to help him take him to the man village. So I think Bagheera shares the mindset of the wolves here, of like, we can't do much for him.
Yeah,
we gotta get him to his people. Baloo then has the classic heart-to-heart scene with Mowgli, which then in turn causes Mowgli to run away. The tiger shows up. See, it always stresses me when he doesn't put their names in because I don't remember him as the tiger.
He is a tiger, but it is Shere Khan.
I don't know if he's the tiger. I think Tony's got that one.
Tony's got that spotlight.
Shere Khan shows up to take him and gets stopped by the elephants. Shout out to them. Then we get pompous old windbag,
which is a reoccurring insult throughout our Disney movies.
I
here.
want to know
Pompous
where
old
this
windbag.
started.
I can't remember which one was the first one, but it's happened at least 3 or 4 times now, I think.
Gotta start using it when we play Apex. And
Dude,
Clash
you're
of
such a
Clans.
pompous old wingbag.
Then the elephants are going to look for Mowgli. Again, shout out to them. They're really holding it down out here. Mowgli finds Ka again, and he gets gaslit, which is... I really like the design of Ka as a character.
He's like, bro, you can trust me.
I would never hurt you.
Don't trust anybody else. Just trust me. I got you.
He's so... Like, it's one of those things where you know he's lying to you, but you just like the way the lie sounds. Then Shere Khan finds and talks to Ka, which is a nice little battle of the wits there for a second. The vultures are just hanging out and then make fun of Mowgli. You know, you're not a real animal, you're just a man cub. Classic scene. Then you get that's what friends are for.
So he put the note, "That's what friends are for," because it's the song.
Mhm.
That's what friends are for. But he didn't put the note for "I want to be like you." I'm confused. That song is way more iconic. I'm hurt.
You're hurt.
I am hurt.
We should listen. We should have a comparison of all 3 songs and see where they land.
I can tell you "That's what friends are for" is going to be the bottom.
Shere Khan, it's funny. Shere Khan then shows up and Mowgli refuses to run away.
He's just like, "I'm not going to go. What are you going to do?"
What are you gonna like? I really like that Mowgli is also like what 12,
Yeah.
a skinny little lad about 12,
Yeah.
and
Very
he's just
small boy.
looking a tiger in the face like, nah, bro, I'm chilling. Then Mowgli and Baloo fight Shere Khan. They then use fire to scare him away, which is a nice little flavor text of the story. Shere
Mhm.
Khan, he don't like fire
He's deeply scared of fire, which
Fire
is why he
bad.
wants to kill Mowgli in the first place.
because he's scared that Mowgli will teach,
Man knows fire.
which is kind of, we'll save that one. Baloo might be dead.
Yeah, that man is just dropped. They
He
have
hurt.
a whole funeral kind of moment.
Psych, people don't die in early Disney movies. They make it to the man village. Mowgli falls for the water lady and stays in the village. Classic. Bare necessity.
The rest of these are his
these
notes.
are his notes.
Yeah, so that was the end of the movie.
I forgot that it just ends like that.
Yeah, he just pulls up to the village and he's just like deuces Baloo, and Baloo and Bagheera are just like, all right, we'll go back. That's the end of the movie.
I have to respect that they're just like, all right, cool.
I mean, like, yeah, our mission complete. Let's go. No resolution there. Some of Tim's notes here. Bare necessity alone sends this movie up in the ranks. It's not just bare necessities, bro. It's also I Want to Be Like You, man. That song, #1 for me in this movie. He also says, I assume the cultural insensitivity in this movie is that supposed to mean black scent?
Black scent, yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard that. And jazziness of the Monkey King. I did look it up because I was curious what it was. And they do say it's because of, I guess, the depiction of African Americans through
As
monkeys and orangutans. So I think that's the connection there.
I wonder though, what is like an orangutan's natural habitat? What continent is that on?
Yeah,
like,
I don't know.
because I don't know if that is necessarily an insensitivity. But
I don't
guess
know.
could
I
see
think
it.
this is the least offensive out of the one. I mean, I'm not the one to say if it's offensive or not.
Yeah.
But out of the, like, compared to like Dumbo.
Yeah,
I think it's a lot
that one
less.
was bad. That one was just bad.
And then Tim has his number there, but we'll come back to that. Let's get into this 1967 review.
Also
Of the
during
Jungle
Christmas.
Yeah, I thought this was funny. Both of these movies came out during Christmas time. So this is 1967.
4
We're
years.
catching up.
We are.
We started in 41. We're at 67.
We are. What? That is 20 years
26 years later.
of movies, and we still got a lot to go.
Oh, yeah. So it says, Merry Christmas, y'all. Right back to the Walt Disney Studio. A perfectly dandy cartoon feature, The Jungle Book, scooted into local theaters yesterday just ahead of the big day, and it's ideal for the children. Based loosely on Rudyard Kipling's?
Yes.
I thought it was a different first name.
Rudyard.
On Rudyard Kipling's Mowgli stories, this glowing little picture should be grand fun for all ages, for in spirit, flavor, and superb personification of animals, the old Disney specialty. The new film suggests that bygone Disney masterpiece, Dumbo. That's a weird sentence.
That's a weird grammatical sentence.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to say it's very Disney and it's kind of reminiscent of Dumbo in some places. I think that's what that sentence meant. But the Disney picture is simple, uncluttered, straightforward fun, as put together by the director Wolfgang Reitherman, who is the same director from Sword and Stone, and the 4 screenwriters and the usual small army of technicians. Using some lovely exotic pastel backgrounds and a nice clutch of tunes, the picture unfolds like an intelligent comic strip fairy tale. And what a marvelous roundup of human voices to match the animation. They went on to list like all the actors and actresses.
Mhm.
Nobody we would really know, because we're too young and hip.
Mhm.
We don't care. You know what I'm saying?
I do respect that as a review, going through and giving each individual voice actor kind of like their moment.
Yeah, I think this is when they started realizing like you can put just big names and have them voice over, and it's still
Work.
yeah.
You don't necessarily need their face.
Yeah. So
That's
yeah,
good.
it looks like they enjoyed this one too.
I think it'd be really hard to not enjoy this movie.
Yeah, especially back in the day. I think this is a good one.
Just carefree, fun, nice, light. And it's one of those movies where the entire time, like even with this, because there's some serious stuff going on. People are getting killed out here. Like it's deep, but Mowgli is having an equal amount of fun as well as lessons, and I think that does really well for Disney movies.
I got some notes for this one real quick. I've noticed that the last five or so movies have all been about 80 minutes in length, like exactly to the T, an hour 20. So I wonder if that was like the standard back then for animated movies or something like that. Ka, I had to shout out. Sounds like Winnie the Pooh. Probably the same person. Bagheera is goated.
Goated. Absolute best character.
The parade scene is pretty dope. I like it. Bare Necessities is a classic. I Want to Be Like You, classic. I like the characters in this movie a lot. I feel like they all had very distinct personalities.
Mm-hmm.
The back half of the movie, not as good as the first half, in my opinion, because the Bare Necessities and I Want to Be Like You, all before in the first half of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
The back half is just like, we gotta save Mowgli, which is cool, but
I definitely think that is an issue of the animated version, whereas the live action version, I think the back half where the conflict starts to really happen is the better part of those movies.
Yeah.
I think it's hard to show going from that fun upbeat start to the more serious end in animation is kind of hard sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially because of these pastel backgrounds and really fun colors. It's hard to take some of it seriously sometimes. Like, yeah, Shere Khan's evil, but he's bright and orange and cool looking. It's very hard to switch that tempo like that.
I agree. Our last review here is from Fielding.
Shout out to Fielding, bro.
My man stay on top of it,
He
and
does.
I appreciate the dedication. He's standing with us. Quote, I really thought I'd have more of an emotional connection with this movie since I watched it so much as a kid, but I got nothing from it. What is the overall takeaway? Go where society has deemed you belong? The voice acting is great, but apart from that, I didn't get much out of it. Fun fact, the voice actor for Kaa the Snake, Sterling Holloway, is the same actor who plays Winnie the Pooh. So Fielding noticed that as well.
Dude, Fielding stay with the fun facts.
He's always got the coolest facts too. So Fielding, not liking this one. I gotta say, I liked it though.
Fielding put it low.
He did.
Low.
Fielding's list is kind of different than ours. He's got Pinocchio super low too. So he's got some variation in these lists here. Let's go ahead and bring back up the Disney animation rankings.
You know what I'm noticing throughout these Disney movies?
What are you noticing?
Walt really likes elephants. And not in the sense of he uses them all the time, but they're always good guys. Like you look at Dumbo, elephants are great. You look in the Jungle Book, elephants are holding it down out here. You look in the what am I saying? Tarzan, elephants are just so he just loves elephants.
Well, I mean, who doesn't? Have you ever met an elephant hater?
I don't know.
I don't think those exist.
I guess you're right.
I don't think they exist.
Elephants are cool.
They're
also scary.
Let's figure out where we're gonna slate this movie here. Fielding has it in 11th place.
Fielding does not like elephants.
Fielding, elephant hater.
You heard it here first, folks.
Well, if you look at it, Dumbo also 12.
That's what I'm saying.
Fielding is an elephant hater. Yeah,
We found one.
I think the elephants had nothing to do with it. Let's see. Where did I put this? I put it above The Sword in the Stone. Not above Lady and the Tramp, but above Sword in the Stone.
I think I have to agree with you, simply for the fact that those two songs can carry this movie. I Want to Be Like You and Bare Necessities. They can carry this movie on their back.
I think they do easily.
The monkeys are so cool, even though they're the bad guys. That whole scene is fun, cool. It's upbeat, very interesting take on a villain. And honestly, all the villains in this movie, their logic is solid for what they're doing and why they're doing it. Kaa, he's just hungry. Shere Khan, they hurt him and he's
There's all good.
It's just it's solid. I think it's Sword in the Stone. You kind of have Sir Ector, who's just kind of a dude,
Pompous windbag.
Yeah, for no reason.
Yeah,
for no reason at all.
Tim also slates it in number 4, not above Lady, but above Pinocchio. Which is
I could put
same spot.
I could be happy with 4.
I think 4 is where it goes. I think Sword in the Stone is slightly edged out by this movie. So, Kylie, would you do us the honor of sliding in number 4?
Number 4.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, your list for right there.
The Jungle Book.
Jungle Book. Your list goes in first 101 Dalmatians, then Cinderella, Lady and the Tramp, Jungle Book, Sword in the Stone, Pinocchio, Alice in Wonderland, Sleeping Beauty, Bambi, Peter Pan, Dumbo, and in dead last, Snow White. I don't know if that will ever change.
I don't think Snow White gets beat for the worst.
Now, I need to call Timothy DeRoe here, get him on the phone, because I don't know what we're supposed to watch next. But I got to let the people know.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Next week's movies?
Yeah, I don't
know what they are. So this is where Tim gets his guest.
This is where we're going to reel you in.
Hello?
Hi, Timothy DeRoe. You are on the Synced Up Filmcast. A show live on air. A show you are familiar with. We're calling because we don't know what to watch next. What are the next two Disney movies?
This is our phone a friend.
What to watch next? That's my fault. That's my fault for not putting in the.
No, it's okay. It's okay. That's why we got phone calls out here.
All right, let me check.
He's checking, ladies and gentlemen.
Disney.
He's checking.
Next movies for the following week.
This upcoming week.
Excited.
Yeah.
Number 13 will be the Aristocats.
Oh, baby.
Let's go, baby.
With Robin Hood.
Let's
right.
go, baby.
Sounds like a good week.
We
Thank you,
got
Timothy
bangers.
DeRoe.
Of course.
Honestly,
If you're curious where the movies landed, number 4, Jungle Book. Number 5, Sword in the Stone.
So number 4. So
Jungle Book above Sword in the Stone, and in between Lady and the Tramp and Pinocchio.
okay, so Lady and the Tramp shifted down.
No,
No.
Lady and the Tramp stays in 3rd. Pinocchio got bumped to 6.
Okay.
And Jungle
Okay,
Book is
okay.
4, Sword in the Stone is 5.
I can't remember where I.
That's about where you had them.
That's about where I had them. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
All right, cool.
Thank you, sir.
Hopefully I'll be back next week.
Hopefully, sir.
yes, sir.
All right. You have a good day.
It might be the following week, but we'll have to see.
Hey, I'll be here. Hopefully.
All right. Okay.
Hey,
Peace out,
whoa!
guys.
You can't leave
Bye.
me to do this by myself. They're already gonna stalk me.
Hey, listen, man. It's a busy week at work. It might be just you.
But, hey, what?
It might be you.
It's
and
also a busy
Isaiah.
week at work. It's just Isaiah.
So, if you didn't hear that, if that was hard to hear, I'm sorry. The following movies are The Aristocats and Robin Hood. I'm very excited for The Aristocats. I think that's gonna be a great
They're
movie.
both bangers. Honestly, this might be a hot take. Aristocats, real good. Robin Hood
Don't.
might be better.
No.
I'm sorry.
I don't think Robin Hood could be better than Aristocats. I think Aristocats is gonna be the new number 1.
I don't know, man.
Easily. Ladies
to
and
find
gentlemen, that was your Disney animation rankings for the week, which is pretty much the whole show at this point. I hope you are enjoying this.
Welcome to the Synced Up
Disney.
Disney Cast.
Listen, I know some people are scared to write in, but if you're watching these movies with us, let us know. Just send in your rankings. I'll take that. I'd love to be see where everyone's at on this. Let's get into some news, though. There's just a couple things. Number 1, Stranger Things not coming out till next year.
Oh no,
Season 4, I think we're at.
dude! I don't even know.
Have you even watched season 3 and stuff? Are you all caught
No,
up?
I have not watched season 3. I watched
Okay.
season 1. I binged it in a couple days.
Kelly, can you change it back to pod 1?
Then I watched season 2. A little bit slower, harder to get me into that one. Couldn't keep my interest in that one as much.
That's fair.
Then season 3 came out, and I just forgot about it entirely.
That's completely fair.
Um,
I feel like we've been waiting on this season for
Too long.
way too long. I think a lot of people have started just to lose interest in Stranger Things as a property because we got season 3. We got a whole bunch of additional things like there was a crossover Smite, MTG. They got their own game. It was like an 8-bit thing, but like we haven't gotten season 4, so I think some of the hype has definitely died down. They're gonna need to rebuild up on that.
And for a show, you really don't want that to happen, especially
No.
when you are a medium like that.
Or especially when you're like the biggest show on Netflix.
Yeah, like you have to keep that consistently rolling because
Yeah.
there's always new shows coming out, and if you can't keep people focused
It's
on
a
yours,
vicious market. These
you're gonna
days.
get buried.
Yeah, like Marvel, it's easy for them. They put out 4 things a year. It's easy to stay hyped for Marvel stuff because you always got something around the corner. Stranger Things, if I've waited 3 years, I've gotten with some skins on Smite, a game I don't even play.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm losing.
got some
focus.
Funko Pops, and then that's about it. You
Yeah,
you got
for
nothing.
And then lastly, there has been, I think, Funimation has been acquired by Sony Studios. Let me double check
Sony
that.
making money moves.
Hold on.
Money moves.
Oh, yeah. Funimation finalizing a merger with Sony's Crunchyroll. So Crunchyroll, which is owned by
Wow.
Sony now,
Yes.
has acquired Funimation, which, if true, that's crazy.
They're just
'Cause
making
Funimation makes a lot of anime, makes a lot of big anime out there. So that
It's
makes
interesting that Sony is dipping into the anime world.
somebody's got to. It's an untapped market in at least America.
Those
I feel like.
crossovers are going to be insane.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think that's pretty cool news. Not too much else in the news stuff.
Still weak.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think it's better to put this here or keep it down here? Because I feel like this is part of the news.
Yeah, I think this should go up here.
Okay, then we'll talk about it here. Here's what's coming soon. You got Kissing Booth 3.
How?
A Netflix original, right? Okay. I haven't seen them.
It has the.
Yeah, I know people like 'em.
What's that girl's name? Oh, this is so bad. The main girl. I don't know.
I don't know either, but it's got
Something Joe.
some dudes, some buff dudes, maybe, some hot girls,
Some hot guys.
hot guys.
Thank you.
There you go.
She is carrying these movies on her back.
Joey what? Joey King.
Joey King.
Cool. So there's that for.
I don't know what
You
you do
Kissing
for a
Booth
plot
fans?
for this, but
I don't know either. What did they do for the second one?
I couldn't tell you. They
Alright.
had a booth and people got kissed.
Wow, I'm in. Then you got Homeroom, which is a COVID school documentary. We watched it during Sundance Film Fest.
Incredible.
It is super good. It just kind of documents like the senior year of some students going through COVID and stuff like that.
There is a disclaimer warning if you're going to watch it. There is a big focus on some topical political topics, such as the BLM movement. They do it very well. It's very informative. It's very eye-opening to watch. If you are into documentaries, I'm not a documentary person, and I love this.
I think it's very like one of the first, because I mean we watched this during Sundance, so it's not like the first COVID documentary out now, but it is one of the better ones I've seen to talk about the COVID experience.
And I think we
since
watched it
it's
as a whole house. Everyone watched it together.
Yeah, I think everybody was interested. So that one's pretty good. Coda, which is I guess about a deaf family.
So it's
Also
actually
moved from
about
Sundance.
kids who grow up with deaf parents is what it's about.
Okay, I didn't watch this one. Did you?
I watched bits and pieces of it. I was in and out for work that day. So I got to see some of them, did not get to see others. I do know that it is deaf children who can hear, audible children growing up with deaf parents, and showing how they have to adapt, how they have to learn, how they kind of act as a bridge between their parents and the world.
Yeah.
Kind of like in a way, it's almost like a bilingual documentary kind of thing. Because sign language is a whole different level of expression in language.
Yeah, that's a responsibility a lot of kids have to take on when their parents aren't as
very beautiful to watch the family dynamics.
Okay.
If you like wholesome stories like that, give it a look. Very good.
Sounds good. Then we get Free Guy, the Ryan Reynolds movie. I feel like that was supposed to come out like a year ago or something.
Gotta watch it though.
It's about an NPC in a video game becoming sentient and realizing he's in a video game and is like, hey, I want to get out of here. And so all the shenanigans that follow that, and it has a bunch of super famous influencer stuff, people pulling into it.
It's just a fan service movie.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Ready Player One or something like that. I feel like.
I'm gonna watch it though.
I don't know if I'll watch it in theaters.
It's Ryan
I'll wait
Reynolds.
till it's available somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then Don't Breathe 2, the sequel to Don't Breathe, obviously.
Who would have thought?
I don't know how you're making a second one. I guess
Have you seen the first one?
I did. I don't remember how it ends.
Are we allowed to spoil?
Nah, let's not.
Okay.
Because some people might go watch it because the second one's coming out.
Just know
the
ending is disgusting.
Oh, I remember there's some really gross stuff that happens at the end.
Yeah.
Where you're like, what the hell? That's what's been going on?
100% deserved the ending. Still gross.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how you get a sequel from that. Not sure how you continue that story in a way that's interesting. But cool concept. And it has Stephen Lang, who, if you don't know who that is, he has played in things like Terra Nova, the TV show. He also played the General in the Avatar movie. So cool guy.
Yeah.
Does really good. Plays one role. Plays it very well. So yeah, I will probably be watching that as much as I don't want to. I feel like I'm morally obligated.
You have to at this point.
I have to. So
Okay.
I will be watching that.
We have one trailer, highly requested. We're gonna watch now.
Our production team really wanted you guys to see this.
Friends.
Full screen it.
Family. They're called
New Disney Channel original coming up.
Repeat. Friends. Family.
We stay in Disney Channel originals that are about music.
Listen, I needed it to come to Disney Channel or Disney Plus.
Family.
Then I'll watch it.
I'm sure it will be. I mean, I don't know why it wouldn't.
I mean, fair point.
Because like all the other ones are on there, like Lemonade Mouth, Camp Rock, all those are on there.
but this is like brand new.
Yeah, but I mean,
I don't know if we've had a Disney
do
Channel.
you think they're gonna
original come out.
premium access this?
No, I'm just saying, does it come out on Disney Channel? The channel first, and then like in a month. Disney Plus. I don't know. I'm just curious. Do they air every new episode of a show on Disney Channel?
Straight to Disney Plus.
Does it?
So you're a musician.
What do they even show on Disney Channel anymore?
Well, that's just for people. Never mind, I'm not gonna say that. Honestly, if you're a Disney fan and you don't have Disney Plus, what are you doing?
Mother always said.
The price for the pure amount of it's kind of like Game Pass in a way. Like the pure amount of content on Disney Plus is kind of insane.
Oh yeah, I mean we watched at least 2 movies a week just from Disney Plus.
We're 27 years deep of movies. Haven't even scratched the surface.
No. I gotta say, this movie gives me major what is it called? What's the rap movie?
Let It Shine.
Let It Shine. Thank you. Major Let It Shine videos.
I was also thinking that. I was also getting some big Pitch Perfect vibes.
Pitch Perfect.
Yeah, she, girl meets guy, goes to battle, world, music competition.
Okay, I see it. I see it from
She was also a DJ in that, so
True.
giving me some Disney Pitch Perfect vibes.
I'll dig it. If it's on Disney Plus, we can watch it. I'm here for it. That was pretty much all the trailers this week. Everything else seemed kind of
Weak.
stuff we had already watched or stuff we didn't really care too much about. You can always go to movie trailers on YouTube and watch them.
Hey Kai, will you scroll down so we can see the mics, please? You got me panicking about it.
Yeah, doesn't it just kind of always make you panic if you can't see it?
Yes.
You just get worried. Oh no. Okay, we're good.
Okay, we're good.
Gucci, baby. Let's talk about some of the things we've been watching. We had the
Wait,
penultimate-
hold up real quick. Okay, so Spin will be on Disney Plus August 15th.
That's quick.
Yeah.
Well, shoot. I guess I'm signed in to watch Spin.
That's in a week.
No. Yeah. Damn.
I'll be there.
For some reason, I was like, no, it's August 3rd.
That is the
No,
day,
it's not.
day after my mother's birthday. Happy early birthday. Love you.
Happy early birthday to Kylie as well. Her birthday's tomorrow,
Happy early birthday.
which will be the day this is airing. So happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Smiles.
Thanks.
Everyone's spam the comments for happy birthday, old woman.
Yeah, if you don't say it, you're
Just careful.
you hate people.
You hate elephants.
Yeah, and who wants to be an elephant hater? What we've been watching. We watched the penultimate episode of Dave. I think it's one of the best episodes of TV I've watched in a long time. Fun fact, I tweeted that. I said, hey, this episode of Dave is one of the best episodes I've watched in a long time.
Yeah.
Who retweets it? Lil Dicky.
Wow.
Crazy.
I remember you were so hype about this because I was going to leave to go get food at like midnight, 1 a.m. in the morning. Yeah. And I see Kylie and Mike both run out waving me down. I'm like, oh no, something is wrong. And then Mike's like, look, he retweeted me. Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
So
that was a pretty hype moment.
You're famous.
Yeah, I'm low key. Got 0 followers from it, but.
Hey, the title of this video is Synced Up Knows Lil Dicky.
Yeah. Dave approves of Synced Up podcast.
Sponsored.
Yeah.
Endorsed.
Something like that.
We have to.
I might.
We're gonna get copyrighted.
No, I don't think we can do that.
We're gonna get sued.
It was really good though. I'm almost to the point where I can recommend it to almost everyone. It's got a lot of edgy humor in it though. So if that's not your thing, I wouldn't recommend it. But it was good. Me and Kylie caught up on Icarly. That show's good. It's definitely, I think, gotten better as the episodes go on. Because at the beginning I just kind of hated Freddie and Carly, and now I just don't like them.
Okay, that's growth.
Did you also think that they were going to have like a little flirty flirt this last episode?
Oh yeah, I thought they were gonna have sex.
Yeah.
They set it up, bro.
They really did.
Haven't they always been setting it up?
Well, yeah, but you can't when they're kids.
Yeah.
What do you mean always setting it up?
But they've been playing the are they or are they
a
not?
couple.
Yeah.
Well, they really got into it this episode, and then they were
But
like,
isn't okay? I'm not caught up on this at all. Isn't Freddie like in a relationship?
no, he's been divorced twice.
So
He's not in a relationship.
so he's single in the show.
Yeah, and so is Carly.
They're gonna do something with that.
Well, you would think.
Yeah.
But I feel like they also can't.
Well,
Maybe-
it's how you bait people. Like,
Maybe not maybe the very ending.
It's
but-
a classic TV thing.
It would be the finale and like no other details if they do that.
Is that Carly and Freddie get married? Cancel the whole show.
No, that's a TV show thing.
I know.
It's like a law that you can't have your two main characters date because once it happens, there's nothing left for people to care about. It's like when in New Girl, when Jessie, that's her name, right?
Yes.
And
Jess.
Jess and
Jess.
Nick finally, like, the last episode is just them being married, right? Or maybe that's the last season.
Yeah, something like that.
But it's just like, it's just not as interesting when you don't have that, like, will they, won't they vibe going on.
Didn't iCarly get renewed for another season?
Maybe? I don't know. I wouldn't be shocked if it did. I think it's doing well.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed it.
Nostalgia factor.
And then, lastly, we all watched Suicide Squad.
Well, I don't know about all. We watched Suicide Squad.
Yeah, all three.
That was
All. Is that all? Okay.
All three of us.
that was not Lastly, but that Suicide Squad was a lot better than I ever thought. Didn't you watch that other movie with me?
Movie.
Social Dilemma.
I didn't watch any of that with you.
Oh, okay.
You watched that all the way.
Never mind.
But we did watch Suicide Squad, and that one was. I liked it a lot. I liked it way more than the other one.
Oh, I like it. Okay. Disclaimer: I like the movie. The movie's fun. The movie's great.
You trash on it.
The movie's trash.
It's not trash. It's
but
good.
it's so fun. I really enjoyed it. Everyone knows my favorite comic book character of all time. It's Harley Quinn. Just as it is what it is. And I love how she is kind of like a paramount part of those.
Oh, yeah.
I also the characters were good as a whole. They were very well written, very unique characters, personality wise.
Mm-hmm.
The beginning is one of the biggest movie red herrings I've ever seen. Had me shooketh. Not gonna spoil.
Don't
but
spoil
good
anything.
Lord.
Yeah, you get played. Finessed.
I really enjoyed the characters. The characters made that one.
Oh yeah,
Much
Shark
better
King,
than-
best character.
Dude,
he's so cute.
Nanawe.
And always is
Everyone needs a Nanawe
yeah.
friend.
And nom nom
Bird.
He's just so good. I love him. I loved him in the Harley Quinn show as well. I think it's really good.
He was so different in the show than he is in the movie.
Oh yeah,
But both good.
both good.
Love
If you have HBO Max, highly recommend watching it. It's rated R. Use that info if you need to. It was really, really good.
It was enjoyable. It was fun to watch.
I almost teared up at there's a certain scene
I know
near
what
the
you-
end
Yes.
where it's like if they're worth something, we're worth something.
Yes. Yes.
And it just I almost cried. It was really good. I highly recommend. We watched the Olympics all week, the past 2 weeks.
Hey,
Go America,
USA baby. Taking golds. Watch the softball girls dominate on Japan today.
Why it's like that?
Well, no, they didn't dominate.
We watched
They won by one, but
the American girls dominate on Brazil in indoor volleyball.
Okay, so are USA women? Y'all are murdering it. Go hard.
I really wonder what the stats is there. Did more women win USA gold?
I bet you we can
The
look that
men?
up. We can probably
I
look that up.
That'd
be interesting. That might be post show. Who knows?
Have you watched anything else?
Okay, I'm gonna get flamed for this. I have been religiously watching. First off, disclaimer. HBO Max. If you don't have it, you should probably get it because it's kind of OP. There is so many things on there. Childhood things, classic shows, movies. There's so much good stuff. And because of now that we have it in this household, I have been rewatching the original Scooby Doo show.
I'm not gonna flame you for that.
No, I wasn't worried about you. Mike's a lover. The Discord is a bunch of fighters. It is what it is.
That's true.
So I've been rewatching. That's my favorite cartoon of all time. So I've been rewatching those, trying to see which episodes I actually remembered correctly and which ones I did not. So far, I am 100% for every episode. I know way more about these than I should. I use it as background noise. It's been really enjoyable. I'm enjoying it. Other than that, I watched the live action Lion King the other day.
Really?
Little ahead in our list, but it was there. I also rewatched the Chronicles of Narnia recently.
You've been watching stuff.
I do be watching stuff. But just a lot of Disney, a lot of classic stuff.
Respectable. Kylie's got some info for us though. What you got?
Okay, so out of the 113 medals that the USA had or got received, 66 were from women, 41 were from men, and 6 were from mixed events.
Hey, we love women, you know.
I think it's because of gymnastics, right?
I think it's just because.
But gymnastics is only like, what, 5 medals?
I don't know. You have the information. I think it's just women Olympic athletes. They compete.
I wonder if it's also, I don't know if it's as culturally acceptable for like women to dedicate their lives to competing in a lot of other countries.
That's a good point. I wonder if like a lot of their women athletes are like athletes and also something else, whereas like in America they're athletes.
Like you can just that can be what you want to do and that's okay.
Yes.
I wonder if it has something to do with that. I wouldn't be shocked.
I haven't seen an Olympic event so far that wasn't enjoyable to watch. At work I was watching the horse races where they're jumping the things and I'm like,
Equestrian doesn't do it for me.
No, equestrian doesn't do it for me because I'm like, it's the horse. The horse is the athlete thing. Why doesn't the horse get credit? Where's his medal?
I agree.
I was one off. It's 6, not 5.
For what?
Gymnastics.
Oh, there's 6 gymnastics medals. Really, for the whole thing?
And we won them all.
Because what? I'm assuming all around, each floor event. What about the gymnastic ball thing?
That's different. We're just talking about what is it? Rhythmic? That's
Yeah.
rhythmic.
That's rhythmic gymnastics.
This is artistic gymnastics.
I'm sure. What about regular gymnastics?
That's just both of them combined.
Okay. But America taking the cake as always. I'd love to see it. Anything else?
No. The horses. Oh yeah, give your horses their credit, bro.
Yeah, give them the medal.
Anyone can ride a horse.
Cough it
Not
up.
every horse can jump a thing.
Save a horse.
Ride a
Horse.
gold medal.
Reader mail. You can get your questions read by writing into synceduppod@gmail.com or using the reader mail submission on the Discord, which you can get access to for $1. And I highly recommend.
In the Discord? On the Discord?
You're going to be
At
on
the
Discord and then post in Discord, right?
So you can get on Discord, but you would post your submission in
The
Discord
Discord.
or at the Discord. Yeah. We like
Lucas
semantics.
writes in. He says, hey. I don't know if we've already read this question. It was just here. I assume Tim put it here. So Lucas says, when did you realize that your enjoyment of video games / movies was more intense than the average person? I have an answer.
I also have an answer.
Would you like me to go first?
Would you like me to go first?
I don't care.
Sure.
Okay. I think it had to have been when I found someone who also had that kind of enjoyment. It's like you don't know you like something until you try it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you hear someone.
Oh, interesting.
Well, I'm thinking like cake. What are you thinking?
Oh, I was just being petty.
What does that mean?
We'll just
Okay. Listen, if this is about putting cheddar American, American slices on barbecue.
No.
All right.
Okay.
Well, listen. It's like when you meet someone else who's like super into video games. You're like, wait, that's allowed. I'm not just weird. Other people like video games.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, I can surround myself with people who like video games and dive into
So
this.
it's a validation thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
You finally get support for your thing.
Okay.
Movies, I don't know. I feel like that's much more like normal to be heavily into movies.
Yeah.
I think until I had a conversation with someone where I was like getting in depth about a movie and like trying to analyze it, it was at that point I'm like, okay, I think I can enjoy a movie for something a little different than just trying to kill time or laugh.
Yeah.
You know, it's not so you have those conversations where you're like, no, bro, this is what the movie meant, and like all this stuff, and oh, you got to see that this, and this was happening, stuff like that.
Okay.
I think that's when I began to realize. What about you?
So for video games, it was definitely when I started to separate, or when I started to truly understand the concept of immersing myself in it.
Mm-hmm.
Because anyone can pick up a video game, play it for a little bit, and get rid of it, right? But whenever I started to really put myself in those worlds, and so like when it went from what would I do to I'm playing this character, what would this character do?
Yeah.
When I started to take me out of the equation, it was no longer me. Like if I'm playing Tomb Raider, I'm not Lara Croft. I'm Lara Croft.
Yeah, you're Lara
right?
Croft.
So like, what would Lara do? It's one of those things where when I started to look at the characters as more than just characters, I started to put my, try to attribute thoughts and actions and things to them. That was when I started to realize that video games were just another world. And it's also kind of when I started to look at like things from an artistic standpoint. Sometimes you can like watch a movie or read a book or something and be like, oh, I don't really like it, but the concept is cool. So when I started to understand that differentiation between liking something and enjoying something, I really started to realize that video games are just cool. They're just incredible. Movies, I think I agree with you. It's a little bit more widespread accepted to like movies. But I think I started to like movies a lot more when I started to think about the world the movie takes place in, the world building aspect. When I started to like analyze and examine what is going on that makes this movie happen the way it's happening.
Yeah, the things that add depth to it.
Yeah, and it for me, a lot of times in a movie, it's the background that really sells a movie to me. Like, you can have your cool stuff in the front, like your main characters, and oh, this is so cool, but look at that guy in the back falling off a building. Like, he's like the world around it really sells, and it's another one of those immersive things. And for movies, I'm the same with video games. Where like movies, when I'm talking about movies to somebody, is when I start to really enjoy it. Because like you can watch a movie and I can be like, oh, this is what I think, and then you can watch it and be like, no, this is what I think.
Yeah.
And you compare, then you learn, then you watch it again. So I think movies, I go for the validation effect. I like movies a lot more when people around me also watch movies. But video games, I started to enjoy them when I started to put myself in them.
Yeah.
So I don't think the average person does that. Especially, that's probably why I like RPGs. It's probably why I like Mass Effect so much. Is because you get the option to play different people. Even you're the same shepherd, but you don't have to be the same shepherd, you know?
Yeah.
So definitely the immersive part for me.
Okay. I think that's a good answer.
Thank you.
Answer. Ladies and gentlemen, that's been this episode of the Synced Up Filmcast. Of course, remember to subscribe to that lot, and check us out on Patreon if you have the funds and would like to support. Otherwise, we'll catch you next week networked. We'll catch you next week, or if you're sticking around for the post show, we'll see you in a couple minutes or something. So until next time, bye.